Hello, it's Roger Roy's 10,000 Startups, September 24, 2024. And I'd like to tell you about artificial intelligence and California law. Governor Newsom recently signed a flurry of bills that were designed to regulate artificial intelligence, deepfake, avatars, digital replicas, etc. And I'm going to go through a handful of what has recently been enacted in California. So as you know, California has been leading the way in passing laws related to the regulation of AI, especially on social media platforms, primarily because this really is the center, I think, of the AI universe, especially in Northern California. And we also have a big actors union in this state that very much has an interest in this space. So last week in San Francisco, I think it was at Dreamforce, Governor Newsom claimed he had 38 bills sitting on his desk. He can't solve for everything, but he did sign a lot of them. So let me walk through a handful of what has recently been enacted. Nothing too shocking or surprising or earth-shattering, but worth noting. Three sort of related laws, one of which is SB 926, makes it illegal to create and circulate explicit images of a person if it causes serious emotional distress. That's crime now under California law. Related to that, SB 981 requires social media platforms to create ways for users to identify any explicit deepfake images of themselves. And then the platform has to have a mechanism to take it down while they determine whether the deepfake is a fake or not, I guess. And then the third bill, AB 942, think of it as a watermark bill, requires AI-generated content to have a mark to identify that it's AI-generated content. Couple of bills related to our robust, theatrical industry here, and film and arts and music industry. One of which is AB 2602, requires permission from an actor before creating an AI-generated replica of their image or their voice or their likeness. Another one related to that, AB 1836, it prohibits studios from creating digital replicas of deceased performers unless you get consent from the estate, and that's required for 70 years. So it's a long-lasting provision. Those bills were lobbied by our SAG-AFTRA, the union that protects actors. There are some AI-related laws around elections, one of which is AB 2655, which generally requires large platforms to either remove or label artificial intelligence that's related to elections. AB 2839 basically prohibits artificial intelligence that's deceptive. So you might recall that there's been a lot of activity lately. There's some parodies of one of our presidential candidates online. There's a famous musician who's claimed that one of the candidates used a false image using AI of her. So we got laws that seem to me that they pretty much hit those scenarios pretty closely, and they've been now signed into law. A couple of other ones, I think we pretty much talked about all of them. We did not talk about the granddaddy of them all, which is Senate Bill 1047. That has not been signed, and when asked about it, Governor Newsom said, well, you know, I can't solve for everything. So what is that particular bill, and why is that important? I'm just going to spend a couple minutes on it, and later, because it's not law yet, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, I will tell you that it is being heavily lobbied, and in some ways, and it's a safety, it's a consumer protection law, and to make AI safer. Let me put it that way. Now, at a high level, it would require developers of AI models to have an emergency shutdown mechanism to be able to record their potential harms and take reasonable care that these AI models don't cause any financial or even physical harm to people. And in fact, they'd also have to hire auditors to ensure compliance with the safety requirements and turn those records over to the Attorney General on request. So it's a pretty wide-ranging bill. You can imagine that groups are lined up on both sides of this. The AI industry is claiming that, sort of like the crypto legislation in New York, it would just chase the industry out of California. And it is a big, important industry in Northern California. Consumer groups, they probably don't like it enough. They think it's not strong enough because there's been so many amendments from when it was first introduced. Now, I honestly think that the federal government is going to step in and regulate this at some point, and probably fairly soon, and I expect that there may be some preemption. So who knows? The governor could just punt on this one. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you updated as we go along. Again, this is Roger Royce at the 10,000 Startups Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe if you want to hear more about legislation in California.